again, I would try factoring this, but we see that it doesn't factor. Let's go straight to b squared minus 4ac. b is -1, which is going to get squared, minus 4 times the a, which is 3, and the c, which is 7. Notice I wrote a parentheses around the -1. When b is negative, you've got to be careful that you're squaring the whole negative and not getting lazy and just writing -1 squared without the parentheses, because then it could cause some problems. -1 when squared makes a positive, and this is going to become a minus 12 times 7. That's a minus 84, which gives us a negative 83. And right off the bat, we can see that we're going to have a problem here, because we're going to have x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of negative 83 all over the 2a. Now, in your future math classes, we'll learn how to deal with that square root of a negative 3, or 83. But for this class, we're just going to leave this as saying there are no real solutions. You actually would have to get into imaginary numbers, which is kind of a weird topic, or it sounds weird at least, and in order to be able to take the square root of a negative number. So no real solution is going to be what we're going to say is the solution set for this problem. Okay, one more of these. Again, we would try to factor it, but we don't want to, or it can't, and we could complete the square, but instead we're going to use this process here. b squared minus 4ac. b is 6, so it's 6 squared minus 4 times a is the leading 1 out in front, times c, which is negative 2. That's 36 plus 8, making 44, and that's a positive value, which tells us we can continue. Now we're going to say x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of 44 all over 2a. And 44, as you know, can be broken down because that is a 4 times an 11. So let's see what we've got. We've got x equals negative b, which turns into negative 6, plus or minus, now the 4 will come out as a 2, and we're going to have 2 root 11 all over 2 times 1, which is 2. And we talked about how to reduce this. We must factor out a 2 from the numerator, leaving us with a negative 3, and the 2 divides out there, so just plus or minus root 11 all over the 2. And the 2's will then cancel, and we can write our solutions as negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 11.